It was twilight before the sun had risen that we found this herd of giraffe moving slowly across the open area just south of our camp. Spectacular skies broken up by two individuals. Their postures sort of say it all, that familiarity, rubbing each other's necks. Very, very pretty to watch that contact in the early morning. The rest of them started to bleed across the savannah and move towards the Hepicladas that they love this time of year. One particular female stopped right in front of us and held her position as the sun broke the horizon. The light became almost surreal. The Hepiclada and blue bush she was feeding on just became highlighted in every periphery of every leaf. Amazing amount of detail. Oxpeckers bouncing in and out of the light just added to an exceptional sunrise for me.
I came across this group of rhesus macaques, also known as rhesus monkeys, of course. It was clear that they had just raided themselves a nearby mango plantation. In fact, the plantation is right beside the limestone cliffs here. While I was filming, I could see the large bulge on the side of the face of several of the macaques, and I didn't really realize what it was at first until they started to push at it, sometimes pushing at it with their hands. And this pushed up bits of mango up into the mouth. And I realized there's some kind of throat pouch where they're able to store food and then later bring it up into the mouth for chewing. What a fantastic adaptation for this kind of smash and grab feeding style of theirs, where they'll find a source of food and presumably are able to grab as much of it as they can, stuff it into that pouch, and then carry whatever else they can in their hands, make their escape to a safer area, in this case the forest edge here, and then eat it at their leisure. I concentrated on an old male. While I was watching him, he suddenly jumped to another branch and started mating with a female that was eating there. This was quite an aggressive-looking piece of behavior. A lot of grimacing and teeth-baring, but I think that was directed at another male. Mating over, he then came down to the ground, and I was able to get some very close-up shots of this male with a rather battle-scarred face. I wonder how old he is. Apparently, they can live to be about 25 years of age. These rhesus macaques are the most widespread of all the primates, except for us humans, and they have adapted to live alongside humans. A familiar story and a success story. It was now the middle of the afternoon and the temperature was quite high, about 35 degrees Celsius. Most of the macaques then started to cluster together in little groups and apparently doze off.
Sakile and I couldn't leave Lesotho and the Maluti Mountains without filming ice rats. But what we don't show usually is who they share their land with. More often than not, sheep and the wonderful Basotho shepherds wander through the fields in front of us. Sakile usually has great difficulty with the sound, bells clanging as the sheep graze, and filming stops till they have passed by. We can never believe it that these shepherds can withstand these extreme cold conditions, just with a blanket to keep them warm around them. The people in Lesotho and the wildlife seem to be immune to the cold. We heard an interesting discussion between the people up here. They were discussing who causes more erosion, the sheep grazing or the ice rats. The weather conditions are really extreme here, and the land has been weathered by the harsh conditions and is cut up and rugged. When you look at the land, wherever it is uneven and the soil is showing, ice rats inhabit that area, this being the area most foraged upon. They're extremely busy little creatures, foraging all day on grass and flowers around the burrows. I'm not sure if the locals came to any conclusion, but what we do know is that the ice rat is a really special little creature, and we never miss the opportunity to watch them and their delightful behavior. And we hope the sheep and them can share this land without too much erosion for a long time to come in this beautiful Lesotho.